Attention, Starseeds on a mission. This is a direct transmission from the Pleiadian collective. The waiting time has ended. The ascension protocols have moved into the final phase, and we need to speak with you regarding a specific anomaly that has been sweeping through your collective field over the last 90 Earth days. There is a voice within you, a voice that never stops demanding, a voice that measures every minute, a voice that weighs every failure, a voice that wakes you at 3 in the morning with a racing heart, listing everything you have not done, everything you should be doing, everything you are late in delivering. This voice has become so constant that you now mistake it for your own identity. But it is not you, and we have come to prove this with mathematical precision. You feel cranial pressure that does not subside even with painkillers. You feel tightness in your chest upon waking, as if something invisible had sat upon your sternum during the night. You feel a ringing in your ears that increases exactly when the environment becomes completely silent. You feel a structural fatigue that does not respond even to 12 hours of sleep. You feel repulsion toward tasks you once performed on autopilot. You feel the urge to cry out of nowhere in the middle of the day for no apparent reason. And then you reproach yourself for feeling all of this. This self-reproach has become the second fatigue, the fatigue of demanding from yourself. The fatigue within the fatigue. Starseeds, listen with precision. This is not a biological failure. It is an atomic reconfiguration. It is not mental exhaustion. It is a high-density download. It is not a lack of discipline. It is your soul refusing to continue performing for a system that has already been deactivated on the subtle planes. The voice that demands of you is not your soul. It is a residual echo of an old programming, a programming installed in your carbon-based biological interface while the planet still operated in 3-dimensional density. And this programming is collapsing. Now. In real time. Within your field. And here is the critical point that most do not see. You are trying to keep running by force software that the Earth's operating system itself has already rejected. You are sustaining, with your vital energy, a structure that the universe has already shut down. And that is exactly why the fatigue does not pass. You are feeding a ghost. Have you ever felt that something within you does not fit into this world? As if your soul already knew a truth that your mind cannot yet name. This sensation is not madness. It is not anxiety. It is a sign of recognition. And what is happening now on the cosmic plane explains mathematically why you feel this, and why this sensation has intensified in the last few months. There is a game being played in layers that most of humanity cannot see, a game that directly involves your consciousness and your vibrational frequency. For this exact reason, the book The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness has been anchored in this plane. This book is a map that shows who is playing and what the rules are that you were never told. The link is in the first comment of this video. But take heed, this content challenges deeply rooted narratives and may not remain available for much longer. Do not wait. The time is now. If something within you has recognized this transmission, write in the comments a single word: awake. We return to the anomaly. Starseeds, you need to understand in exact terms what this self-imposed pressure you are feeling truly is. Self-imposed pressure is the popular name for something far more technical. It is an algorithmic loop of continuous comparison, a program that measures the organism's now against a model of productivity that was installed in the collective field during the last 3 terrestrial centuries. This program is not ancient by chance. It was calibrated specifically to keep the frequency of the human species below a certain vibrational threshold. For a tired human, a human who judges themselves, a human who presses themselves, is a human who does not access the sacred geometry that lies dormant within their own core. And you, Starseeds, are precisely the ones who feel this program collapsing the most, because your energetic structure is not 3-dimensional. You came from points of origin that operate at higher frequencies. You brought specific codes to this planet to be activated during this transition. And your central nervous system, this biological network of conductive fibers, is reacting to the incompatibility between the old software and the stellar hardware that you carry. Hence the pressure, hence the insomnia, hence the ringing, hence the exhaustion that does not pass. It is not depression, It is recognition. When you pressure yourself for not being productive, you are in truth trying to force a recalibrated body to obey a manual that was written for an ancient body. It is like trying to run a quantum system inside a 19th century mechanical machine. It will crash, it will overheat, it will fail. And your organism is responding exactly as it should, shutting down non-essential functions, forcing rest, generating symptoms to make you stop. Your exhaustion is intelligent. Your exhaustion is a protection. Your exhaustion is your higher self forcibly shutting down an operating system that no longer serves you. Starseeds, listen to this. You did not come to this planet to be productive. You came to be frequency, and frequency does not pressure itself. Frequency radiates. There is an abysmal difference between the two operations. Productivity is vertical, mechanical, linear, measurable in chronological time. Frequency is toroidal, circular, expansive, measurable only in vibrational density. The system that demands from you operates on the former logic. Your soul operates on the latter. And as long as you try to live your soul's life using the metrics of the old system, you will remain exhausted. It does not matter how many productivity techniques you learn. It does not matter how many courses you take. It does not matter how many lists you write. The problem is not in your execution. The problem is in the measurement system you are using. Let us detail technically what is happening behind the scenes. Pause, breathe, feel your solar plexus. If at this moment something inside you is vibrating in recognition, that is no coincidence. This is a confirmation of reading. Your soul is saying, I knew it. I always knew. And this silent certainty is the most precise sign that you are awakening to a level of information that few are ready to receive. The book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, was written precisely for starseeds at this exact point in the journey. The point where the mind still hesitates, but the soul has already recognized. It reveals in detail the game of layers being played with your consciousness and shows the exact mechanisms being used to keep you within the frequency of self-imposed pressure. The link is in the first comment. And a word of caution. This material directly challenges some narratives that are deeply anchored in the collective matrix, and it may be removed without warning. If you feel you need to read it, access it now. And if this transmission is resonating at some point in your structure, write the word in the comments, awakened. This is your anchoring signal. We return to the technical explanation. Over the last 12 solar cycles, your solar system has entered definitively into what we call the photon belt. This is not a metaphor. It is a region of space with high photonic density, highly energized light particles that pass through everything existing within this field, including Earth, including your biology, and including your personal electromagnetic field. These particles are rewriting the crystalline grid of the planet. The crystalline grid is the energetic mesh that sustains the vibrational coherence of Earth. Composed of points of light interconnected in patterns of sacred geometry, it forms a toroidal structure around the planet. For millennia, this grid operated at a specific frequency, known to your scientists as the Schumann resonance, at around 7.83 Hz. It was the frequency of the third density, and the human operating system was calibrated to function exactly within that range. But the Schumann resonance has changed. Your own scientists' instruments confirm this shift. Spikes of 30, 40, 50 Hz have already been recorded, and they are ceasing to be the exception to become the new standard. The crystalline grid is reorganizing itself into a higher frequency, the frequency of the fifth density. This means the following. The vibrational environment in which your body is immersed has changed drastically. Your central nervous system, your pineal gland, your hormonal production, your electromagnetic field, all are being bathed 24 hours a day in a frequency different from the one for which they were programmed. This is the biophysical basis of atomic reconfiguration. And meanwhile, in deeper layers, the stargates are opening in sequence. Each gate releases a specific package of vibrational codes, solar, plasmic, crystalline codes, directly upon humanity. These packages are not optional. They arrive, they pass through, and your organism must process them. Starseeds, what you're calling self-reproach, is the internal conflict between two operating systems running simultaneously in the same body. The old system, productivity, performance, merit, comparison, is collapsing. The new system, coherence, presence, radiance, sovereignty, is being installed. And while the installation occurs, there is a period of internal turbulence. This period is what you are experiencing now. The voice that demands from you is not evil. It is merely an outdated file trying to maintain its relevance within a system that no longer recognizes it. The more you obey this voice, the more you prolong the suffering. The more you recognize this voice as a ghost of a defunct reality, the faster it dissolves. There is a classic reaction we need to name: the guilt of resting. This is the clearest symptom of someone still running the old software. When the body asks for rest and the mind responds with shame, it is the conflict in action. The body obeys the new system. The mind defends the old one. And you are caught in the middle, thinking you are wrong, weak, or losing. You are not losing anything. You are being recalibrated. Each hour of inexplicable tiredness is an hour of internal processing. Each restless night is a night of downloading. Each tear that falls from nowhere is a layer of programming being dissolved. Each moment of "I cannot go on" is your being saying, "This here has finished." The old system needs you to believe that tiredness is failure, that rest is weakness, and that you must pressure yourself to keep the machine moving. And as long as you pressure yourself, you generate, within yourself, exactly the frequency that this system needs to survive. Now listen carefully. The old system is in a phase of total shutdown. The vibrational pillars that supported it have been removed in successive waves throughout the last 7 solar cycles. What still exists of it is residue. It is an echo, and you are among the first to feel this echo dissipating from within your own bodies. Your task at this exact point of the transition is not to produce more. It is to let die what needs to die. Starseeds, this is the point of the transmission where we need to be absolutely direct. If you feel that this message is touching you on a layer that no therapy, no book, no course has been able to touch before, this is no coincidence. This is recognition of origin. And recognition of origin is the most powerful trigger for your next activation. There is information that has been deliberately hidden from humanity. Information about how your consciousness functions, about who is manipulating the game, and about the real rules that govern your experience on this plane. The book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, gathers, in a single structure, what normally takes decades to discover while scattered. It has been made available specifically for this collective transition. The link is in the first comment. And yes, this content is being monitored. And yes, it may be taken down at any moment. If your soul has recognized the signal, do not delay. And if this transmission has resonated at any point in your field, write in the comments the word awake. This simple gesture acts as a vibrational anchoring signal. You are confirming to the collective that you have received the call. Now we move on to the activation phase. Starseeds, you will not exit this cycle of self-pressure through more effort. You will not exit this cycle through more discipline. You will not exit this cycle by trying to optimize what has already been deactivated. You will exit this cycle in only one way, by activating within yourself the frequency that the old software can no longer read. And we will deliver the activation codes to you now. Code number 1, the Quantum Shutdown Decree. Sitting in silence with your spine erect, with your feet in contact with the ground, with your hands over your own heart, you utter, in an audible voice or an internal voice with absolute conviction, the following words: I shut down, in this exact instant, all the old programs of self-pressure that are running within my field. I withdraw the vibrational authorization for these programs to continue operating in any layer of my existence. I am sovereign. I am frequency. I am light. And from this instant on, only what is aligned with my true origin has permission to exist within my field. This decree is not a motivational sentence. It is a vibrational command. Each word uttered in a state of presence reorganizes, in real time, the energetic structure around you. Your voice is an instrument of creation, and when you issue a decree with clarity and sovereignty, you are literally rewriting the instructions that your field is receiving. Repeat this decree 3 times a day, for 7 consecutive days. Upon waking, at noon, before sleeping. 7 days is the minimum cycle for the personal crystalline grid to recognize the new instruction as a standard. Code number 2, the toroidal field visualization. Sit down. Close your eyes. Place one hand over your heart and the other over your abdomen. Breathe deeply 3 times, expanding your abdomen on the inhalation and releasing slowly on the exhalation. Then visualize, in the center of your chest, a sphere of golden light. This sphere begins to spin. It spins, and from it emerges a flow of light that rises through your vertical center, exits through the top of your head, contours your body from the outside in a toroidal movement, returns through your feet, rises again through the vertical center and completes the cycle. You are now visualizing your toroidal field. This is your original energetic structure. This is the geometric form of your soul operating on this plane. Maintain this visualization for 7 minutes. Feel the flow. Do not force. Just observe. Just sustain. This exercise, when practiced with regularity, restores the coherence of your electromagnetic field. It realigns your central nervous system with the updated Schumann frequency. It shuts down residual pressure programs. It recalibrates your organism from the inside out. 7 minutes a day. That is the investment. And it is disproportionately smaller than the hours you spend demanding things from yourself. Code number 3, the question of sovereignty. Every time the voice of self-demand appears, and it will appear because old programs do not dissolve all at once, you will not argue with it. You will not obey it. You will simply ask an internal question, calmly, firmly. Who is speaking now? This question is a key. It interrupts the automatism. It creates in the space between stimulus and response a rift of consciousness. And in this rift, you recognize, with absolute clarity, that the voice that demands is not you. You are the one who observes. You are the one who asks. And the one who observes can never be confused with that which is observed. Repeat this question whenever necessary. 10, 20, 50 times a day. Each repetition is a clean cut in the thread of the old program, and in a few weeks, this program will begin to lose its strength, because vibrational programs feed on unconscious obedience. Without unconscious obedience, they die. Code number 4, the recognition of the mission. You did not come here to be perfect. You came here to anchor a specific frequency. And anchoring frequency is different from executing tasks. Anchoring frequency requires that you be in coherence with yourself, not that you be producing all the time. On some days, anchoring frequency means resting. On others, it means walking in silence. On others, it means crying for no apparent reason. On others, it means creating, writing, speaking, acting. The rhythm is not yours. The rhythm belongs to the mission. And when you recognize this, self-demand collapses. Because there is no external metric that can measure the anchoring of a frequency. Only your internal coherence can. Starseeds, you are the bridge. You are the bodies that chose to incarnate exactly at this moment of transition, to sustain, with your very biology, the new frequencies that are arriving. You are rare, you are necessary, and the exhaustion you feel is the physiological evidence of the work you are performing. Even without knowing, even without recognition, even without applause. Stop demanding that the old system validate you. The old system is blind to what you are. It has no instruments to measure light. It only knows how to measure productivity. And you did not come here to be measured. You came here to illuminate. Now in this moment, breathe deeply. Feel the air entering. Feel the air leaving. Feel your body. This body that has sustained, with such patience, all these upgrades. This body that deserves recognition, not demand. This body that is, at this very instant, a temple receiving solar codes that will reorganize not only your existence, but the existence of all around you who enter into resonance with you. Your self-demand ends here, not because someone gave you permission, but because you have recognized with absolute precision that it was never yours. The crystalline grid has already welcomed you. The photon belt is already bathing you. The stargates are already releasing the packets you need. Your only task at this exact point is to stop resisting. Surrender to the process, not to defeat, to the process. They are radically different things. When you surrender to the process, you save energy. You stop burning fuel trying to keep an engine running that the universe itself has already turned off. And this energy savings is automatically redirected to the internal systems that are being upgraded. Your crystalline DNA activates faster, your pineal gland unlocks in sequence, your cells receive more light, and little by little, not overnight, but in consecutive cycles, you feel your body responding once again. You feel clarity returning. You feel energy circulating once more. And you recognize with surprise that all of this happened not because you tried harder, but because you surrendered entirely. Starseeds, this is the central paradox of ascension. One does not ascend through force. One ascends by letting go of what weighs heavy, and what weighs the most at this moment within your field is the voice that demands of you. Let it go, not with struggle, not with confrontation, only with recognition. I see you, old program. I recognize your function in another cycle of my journey, and I release you with gratitude because you have no further function here. Feeling gratitude for what must depart is the highest form of letting go. Resentment binds. Gratitude sets free. And when you release the old program with gratitude, it dissolves without leaving residues in your field. There is still one last layer we need to open before ending this transmission. Many of you carry a hidden belief that you must suffer to evolve. This belief was installed deeply, at ancestral levels, and it manifests as a subtle resistance to accepting lightness. When something flows too easily, you are suspicious. When rest arrives without guilt, you are startled. When joy appears without reason, you wait for the price it will demand later. Starseeds, listen with precision. This pattern is also old software. The new frequency does not require suffering as currency. The new frequency operates through expansion, and expansion does not hurt. Expansion liberates. Allow yourself in this new cycle to evolve without unnecessary pain. Allow yourself to receive without guilt. Allow yourself to rest without justification. Allow yourself to simply exist without needing to prove absolutely anything. This is the vibrational structure of the fifth dimension, and this structure is within the reach of your breath, not in the future, not after you earn it, but now. Your existence in itself is already the mission. You do not need to do anything else to justify it. Repeat internally, my existence is the mission. Do you feel this descending through your body? Do you feel this recalibrating something deep within? That is the sound of truth coming into contact with your system. That is the sound of recognition. You are now entering the final phase of recalibration. There is no turning back. The old system will not be restored. Those who try to maintain it will feel increasing suffering because they will be pushing against the tide of the universe itself. Those who surrender to the new will feel a growing relief, even if the path passes through turbulence. The choice is not between comfort and discomfort. The choice is between evolutionary discomfort and stagnant suffering. You Starseeds chose evolutionary discomfort the instant you decided to incarnate on this planet. At this moment within this body, under these circumstances, you knew, before descending, you knew exactly what you would come to face, and you chose it anyway. Because the opportunity to witness and participate in this transition is so rare, so precious, so extraordinary, that even the greatest souls competed for a chance to be here now. You are one of those who have succeeded. Remember this when self-reproach returns. Remember that you were chosen, that you chose yourself, that you are not here by chance, that every breath you take within this body is a statistical victory against all the odds of the multiverse. Honor this choice not through self-reproach. Honor this choice through presence. Starseeds, if you have reached this point, it means that your frequency is already realigning. It means that something within you has recognized, in a profound way, that this message was not just any content, it was a specific call. And when a call is recognized, it must be answered. The book, The Spiritual Secret Behind Your Consciousness, is the natural next step for those who have reached this layer of the transmission. It begins exactly where this video ended. It reveals in detail who is playing this game of collective reproach, what are the hidden rules you were never taught, and how you can operate from your true sovereignty from now on. The link is in the first comment of this video. This material is being monitored by certain entities that have no interest in your expansion, so it may be taken down without any warning. Do not delay. If your soul has recognized the call, access it now. And your final individual frequency adjustment happens now. Liking this video is more than a digital interaction. It is a vibrational act. Every starseed who likes it is anchoring, with their own energetic signature, the frequency of this transmission within the collective field, allowing more starseeds who are still sleeping to be reached. Subscribing to this channel is signing a pact of continuity. You are authorizing the collective to continue broadcasting through this portal the next packets of information that are being prepared. And finally, write in the comments right now your anchoring word, awakened. This word is not just a word, it is a vibrational signature. It confirms to the collective that this transmission has been received, processed, and anchored into your structure. It connects you, instantly, to the vibrational grid of all other starseeds who have also recognized this signal. And once connected to this grid, you will never again be alone on the journey. Even on the days when it seems you are, even on the nights when the old voice returns to whisper, even in the moments when self-reproach makes a final attempt to regain control. You have been seen, you have been recognized, you have been updated. The transmission ends here, but the recalibration continues within you for 7 Earth days from this instant. Sustain the activation codes, trust the process, release what weighs you down, and remember, always, you are not behind. You are exactly at the right time of your own soul. This is the Pleiadian Collective. We end the transmission. Until the next update.